morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. It's me. It's your girl. It's your favorite blogger, Lady Blue, and I am coming at you live today. WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. I'm still trying to get with this weather because Mother Nature still hasn't taken her medication, and it's rocking my world. I haven't gotten cold. You know, I done knocked on everybody's wood and everything, but thank you for not being sick. But this weather's got to stop. I don't know whether to put on shorts or put on boots. I just don't know which one to do. But anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. If you listen to me on the free app that you downloaded from Google Play, iTunes, or Android, any Android app store, or if you're tuning in with me live on Facebook Live, I'm going to give a shout out real quick to, they just keep coming. Shamika, thank you for joining me this morning. So Fresh, Epic Johnson, thank you for joining me. Woody, my friend all the way from Texas, who I went to high school with in California, thank you for joining me. Also to Cade Blockade Anderson out of Delaware, thank you for joining me this morning. Whew, okay. Let me get myself started because I got my special guest in here. I'm all happy. I'm already wearing my gear this morning, so I'm already there and getting warmed up for the guesting show. But let me get to it this morning with the first thing I have for y'all today. And we all know we've got one more day before the Obamas leave office. One more day. And I think Kleenex stock is going to go up between now and tomorrow, okay? But on that, there's a lot of final things that have been going on in the White House. We had the final walkthrough with the First Lady yesterday. Obama gave his last press conference. We had the last this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just been farewell for the past week. But one thing that did catch my eye out of everything, and this involved their children, Malia and Sasha, the giant swing set that was donated, that was built for them when they first came into the White House, was donated to a family shelter in Southwest Washington, D.C., after being turned down by Barron Trump. That's Trump's youngest son. The swing set was installed in the White House in 2009. It was intended to make the new residents feel like home for Malia and Sasha, who were at the time just 10 and 7 years old. So we have grown up with Malia and Sasha. The set even bears a plaque declaring the structure as Malia and Sasha's castle, okay? So when it was donated, both Obama and Michelle had the chance to watch the kids at the Jobs Have Priority Naylor Road Family Shelter play on the set. And I watched the video of it after it arrived, and it was set in its new home on January 5th, and the kids were thrilled, and Obama remembered putting his daughter Sasha in the same swing that he was swinging the young girl in. So it was memories for him, a new play set for these kids, and that thing was huge. There was no rinky-dink set either, okay? The thing was huge, but the set was at first offered to Barron Trump, but turned down by the Trump family. So because they didn't want it, it went to somewhere where it could use. So thank you, Obama, yet again for another donation to the citizens of the United States. And they getting ready to move into their new house, moving trucks already in front of the house, and that neighborhood getting ready to get turned up, okay, with security and everything else going on in there. But let me move on and introduce my special guest that I have in here today. And you know what? I'm not going to introduce. I'm going to let you introduce, because I know you got a whole thing going on with how you deal with your company. So I'm going to let y'all know that I have Astar Bornone.
Yes.
All right, I got it right. Thank you. And I have his lovely wife in here also with me. But y'all say good morning to everybody out there.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, they are in. They are ready to go. We have been chewing the fat and just talking and laughing before we got on air. So tell my listeners, who you are, what you've been doing, and why you do it.
Okay, how y'all doing, everybody? I'm a star born one, and my wife right here, her name is a Rose Born Cat. Say hi to everybody, Rose.
Right.
Good morning.
And basically, we started our Believe in Yourself Bias, BIYS clothing movement last year in February, and we started it because to build a lot of things with a lot of people that's going on well as ourselves. So in short, it's once again bias, BIYS, believe yourself, it starts from, and doing so, we call it a clothing movement, not a clothing line, because we're using the message that we're out there, as well as the logo on the clothes to actually get to a bigger audience, as well as adults, children, anyone that feels they're neglected, their self-esteem is low, they don't have determination, potential, ambition, so forth and so on, to let them know that they can achieve their dreams and everything that they set forth to do if they just look in that mirror and believe in themselves.
All right, ain't nothing like that. Now, I just learned also this morning that, give me your name again, the wife's name again?
A Rose, born
A
Karen.
Rose, okay, so I got Astar and a Rose. Okay, I can remember that. Okay. I learned this morning that, because I saw a picture of her with some shoes that I just had to, my eye was just twinkling when I saw these shoes. Tell everybody about the shoes, okay? And I learned the fact that she designed these shoes herself. So tell me about the shoes a little bit over there.
Well, these were a pair of 6.5-inch stiletto platform shoes that were originally white. And ladies, when we can't find it, we create it.
Hello.
So, if some of you guys know my husband, everything has to be to the tick. So, I bought these shoes. I basically painted these shoes step by step. And actually on our page, you can actually see how I did it. And when I talk to people about it, and people ask me about it, like, girl, I don't believe you did that. Yes, ma'am, I did it. And again, us as ladies, if we can't find it, we create it.
And she said that right, because I have created something. I tell you what, like my trip to New York last year, I couldn't find the pair of pants that I wanted to go with the top that I found. Mm-hmm. So I ended up getting a pair of just straight black pants, and I crochet. So I ended up, my brain just went to work, and I ended up putting the slit up the side and doing the crochet, outline of blue to match the top. I'm good.
I know that's right.
I'm good. The whole thing matched from top to bottom, blue. Okay. So I was good, but you're right that we are very resourceful when we can't find, or when that price tag says okay.
Yes.
Because there are some to you, Astar. You got a clothing line, but that's not all you do. You are a tattoo artist.
Yes.
You are a model.
Yes.
Okay. You got a clothing line going on. Is there anything else I'm missing?
I mean, a lot of things. I mentor. I'm very active in my community, of the Iowa community, and Madison community. Me and my wife started an auto club 2013. We have adopted road that we did. Franklin Square Hospital is actually highway that we adopted. Well, road that we adopted. We started a youth club that adapt to the youth. So I say from 14 to 18. We're very active with Lanville Towers and Cornell Towers with Murray Ross and Ross. We give back to community regularly, every day, every other day. What else? We do so much. And I also started my Bias Map movement, which is my modeling, acting, artists, and public figures. And this is something that I started along with a Rose to give people another outlook that they can actually be a part of something. And we're not charging anything. We're not saying you have to sign a contract saying you have to pay anything. Only you have to sign is stating that you will be determined, loyal, and this is what you want to be a part of in a positive way. So coincidentally, it started this year. So a lot of people now want to know about that. And with this, I feel as though now I'm going to make people want to know about us. I want people want to believe in themselves. If they don't want to, then it's like I'm going to put them in the door, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. We've been doing this for a year, and the blessings been coming, so that's how it is. And shout out to More Finest, East Point Mall. They've been working with me, due diligence, every single day I need something made. They hop on it. Shout out to BD Customs, K. Johnson. He's been my big brother to me, looking out for me. Robin Wolf, Davon Newton, Tyree Coleon, Teresa Davis, that's our big sis. She does tremendous films. Everyone, it's too many people, family all around me, auto club, youth club.
Right.
It's just the love is endless, and we actually doing this for the for the people. We're not trying to be millionaires. I mean, it's gonna come. Our millions is gonna come when 1 million people is telling each other believe in themselves.
Oh, there you go. I don't know how else to say. If that's not positive enough for you this morning, there ain't nothing positive for you. I love that. And only a year? Only a year?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, not even a year. We started February of last year at the groundwork, and this February will be actually a year falls with the closing.
Okay.
With the map movement, we started that January of this year, and we have a lot of support. I've been contacted by a lot of people besides yourself. We have not giving away too much for you guys, but we have a lot of West Coast connections that's starting up. A lot of down south connections, and one guy reached out, and he's one of my, and when I contacted him, he said his favorite thing, say less, and it was some of y'all might know him as Stokey, the Stokey plant.
Okay, yeah.
And
Familiar.
reached out to him. He told him what I was doing. He said, "Listen, this is my sizes. We can meet up." I contacted him, and long story short, he got his specials, so you guys will see him with that on, as well as you will never ever see myself personally in funeral roles when I start the dresses on. Ever wear anything besides bodies. It's not going to be mustard polo. I respect those guys, but I'm my own brand. And I feel as though now I'm okay me and my wife pocket the family instead of other pockets.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hello. Okay, y'all better get your closets ready. Empty those hangers. Okay, he said dresses. I ear tuned right in when he said that. Okay, but then you know what? We gonna get all those acronyms. You spit out about 4 or 5 acronyms in there. Movement, bias, this, that. We gonna have to get all them acronyms straight, and we gonna make sure that the listeners have all of it. I'm sporting my, and this cap very warm, y'all. I don't know this other one. I love my son, but this one is warmer than the other one. Why clothing versus anything else? I mean, you know, as they say, you're jack of all trades, master of none. But you're doing what you're doing in the community, and it's having an impact. But why clothing?
Well, I'm a big fashion person. Anybody that knows me tremendously, and I feel as though with fashion, it's something that you have to love to do. Everywhere you see is fashion, it's clothing, it's hats, it's dresses, it's underwear, whatever list goes on. And I said, when people wear this, I want people to be like a magnet. So when you see someone walking in the street, for instance, and they have on something that says "Believe in yourself," you're reading what they have on, but you're actually telling yourself to believe in yourself. And I feel as though it's like a moth to a flame. So I say I'm going to do clothes because everyone wants to know who have on this,
Right.
who has the latest this.
I agree.
She has on this, she has on that. And by me having a Rose as the first lady as well as the first BBW model, beautiful black woman, beautiful bodacious one, whatever you want to call them, I decided to take clothing and use it for what it's for.
Okay.
It's already out there, been out there forever. So I said, why not use something that's already good and make it great? And I feel as though I'm a great man and I have a great woman, so I'm gonna make even a greater message out there. So I took what was there and attached it onto it, and now it's just been the blessings and the networking and just staying focused means a whole lot to me because, you know, a Rose pushed me to do this. And in case some of y'all go through the same issues, I know a lot of things that helps with depression, anxiety, feeling like, you know, that you, like I say, you have to look this way, you have to be this size, you have to be this color. And bias is welcome to everyone.
Okay.
Only thing I ask when you do wear bias, and please listen, when you do wear anything from our clothing movement, please wear it in a respectful, tasteful way. Which means, if you have lingerie, please be tasteful with it, ladies and men. If you out there, you taking pictures, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Snapchat, I prefer you to not take pictures with your middle finger up. I prefer for you not to take pictures like you're shooting at the camera. That's not something that brand once, and that's not something that I'm trying to be in that negative light. You can, I respect you guys for what you want to do, but seeing that negativity being shown with a positive message, it's not making sense. It's like oil and water. So, and with this, is that the kids love it.
Mm-hmm.
When we in the community, we're constantly focused on them. Rose has a show coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This Saturday, inshallah, I'm going to be at 3131 Washington Boulevard at the little moon bounce thing with Tea Time. She reached out to me as well, let me know what she was doing for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's endless. And this year is going to be going into the second year of us actually showing people that, self-esteem is big, bullying is big,
Right.
depression is a big killer.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people are depressed, and a lot of people are taking from people that have
Mm-hmm.
because they don't feel like they can have. You can work at McDonald's and get the same car as somebody in the state building.
Right.
It may take longer, but it's about believing yourself. So when I see people, I'm telling people, remember bias.
Right.
And saying so, remember, believe in yourself.
Right. Now, you know what? A lot of great points are in there, and I think the biggest one is, I know several people who have a clothing line, and I want to give a shout out real quick to Baltimore Sun. Baltimore Sun has, Shining Over Negativity, his clothing line, and his philosophy to me is kind of the same as your philosophy. Everybody's gonna do what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, regardless. We're not here to herd people in a certain direction or govern people in a certain direction. But when you mention wearing it in a respectful way, not only does that for your clothing line, but it also does it for the person wearing it because they learn to respect themselves. I don't go for all of that stuff, we don't need all of that, and I applaud you for doing that because I'm sure it's a proud and a peacock moment when you see somebody walking down the street with something of yours on. Okay, so hear that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proud thing when somebody sees their clothing on you, that you took the time to purchase it, and you took the time to say, I gotta have this as a part of my wardrobe. So you see, they got a lot coming up. So y'all better have your pens and your pencils out, and a sticky note or a magnet or something to put this stuff somewhere, because y'all gonna have this in your closet somehow, some way. I got it. I'm gonna be sporting mine today. Trust me. I'm gonna have everybody ask me where I got it, and I'm gonna tell them exactly where I got it too. But Rose, how about you? What does it feel like for you when you see the work that your real quick, that your husband has done, and you see it coming down the street? I'm sure you see the smile light up on his face, but what does that do for you? Give us real quick what that does for you.
Well, anything he do, I back him on anything he do.
Mm-hmm.
I support him in just about everything, anything that he, do. But along with that, just to see it, that all the work and all the up 3-4 o'clock in the mornings and honey,
And the grind don't stop.
baby, this and that, and the other, look at this, and some days I'll be like, baby, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But just to see it out there and somebody say, I like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good,
Right.
and when they say it, it's bias. Bias always been a negative thing.
Yeah, that is true.
It's always been a negative thing.
That is true.
So when he thought about it and flipped it and say, well, baby, this is how I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not turn something negative into something positive?
Gotcha. And right there, we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about how it feels when you see that stuff come up for your husband. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSK Online Radio, where talk radio just got better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is your girl, your fave blogger, Lady Blue, coming back at you live on WMSK Online Radio and on Facebook Live. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to the guests that just joined me, and that would be Stephanie Randall. Thank you for joining me. Teresa Spite, thank you for joining me. And Natty 410, Maurice Dorsey, thank you so much for joining me. Real quick, before we get back to my special guest here in the studio, I want to let y'all know, coming up Saturday, January 28th, is Youth Connection Night, presented by WMSK OnlineRadio.com and Teenage Truth Radio. That's going to be from 7 to 10 p.m. at Fun City, where the fun never ends. That's right. Tickets are $20. Your host is the one and only Miss Connoisseur herself, and that's Ms. with a Z, so don't get it twisted. You're going to have special performances by the one and only Jesse Jones here out of Baltimore. You're also going to have the $20 that includes unlimited mini golf, laser tag, skating, moon bounce, bumper cars. This Fun City. They don't call it Fun City for nothing, right? Right. You're going to have music by DJ Ambitious, and it's just going to be an all-out party for the youth that night. So get your ticket. Join us on Saturday, January 28th. For more information, you can call Ms. Connoisseur at 443-814-1337. Again, that's 443-814-1337 for a Youth Connection Night at Fun City. We're going to get back to our special guest here real quick, but I want to give y'all one more positive thing that I noticed over the internet. And, I want y'all to know, I don't troll Facebook, okay? I remember these things when I see them. I don't go back looking for them. They pop in my mind, or it comes in my mind and I go and I Google it and I can find it, okay? So one story that did pop out to me was a security guard here in the United States that was fired for attending the birth of his own child. He went to go and be there in support of his wife for the birth of his child, and the job said either show up at 8 o'clock the next morning or you're fired. Well, naturally, he chose to be with his child, and he got fired. The nice thing about it is that the story went viral. A GoFundMe was set up. Over $10,000 is in the GoFundMe to help this gentleman and the family during this time. And also, numerous job offers have come in for this young man. So just because that one door closed does not mean another door did not open. So that was definitely a story that had to be shared with you all. And I'm going to get back to my special guest here in the studio, and that is Astar Bornone. We have been talking about this fantastic clothing line and all the other things that you've got going on. And you mentioned that, and we're going. His wife had to step out for a second, but I'm sure she'll be back. And you mentioned she's got a fashion show coming up.
Yeah, she's working with. She's in Baltimore City Parks and Rec. She is with them tremendously with the youth and everything.
Okay.
She's working with Tranisha Powell with Luscious Curve Model Management.
Okay.
And they're coming up with a fashion show. I think it's involving autism.
Okay.
Not really sure, but I know that's one of the things. But Luscious Curves is not stuck around certain looks, but I know it's involving BBW models as well.
All right.
And they've been networking, on their own. I let her go ahead and she networks. She gets to the right people. She talks to them, and they have something that's coming up with the youth that's, I feel like that's haven't really never been done here.
Okay.
And I really can't speak on too much about it because I just found out about it on during the break.
Okay, so you just getting your info
Right,
as
I'm just
okay.
getting my info on it, so I had
Okay.
to make sure I tell her about that. But she, Tanisha Powell, she's been doing a lot. Like I definitely shout her out. She's been working out. She's been getting toning up and everything. And anyone that follows her knows her, Tanisha Powell on Facebook. She's really, from what I met, she's a humble woman. She's willing to be with the kids, in any type of aspect and way. And she's sort of like yourself. What you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't sugarcoat anything, and she actually, I can say is a person that I actually look at as an inspiration for us in the model game, the model game and model field.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's letting the BBWs know, like, it been your time, but now it's time to actually take pride in being a BBW.
Okay.
You have a role, you have a big stomach, you have whatever it is, embrace it, because at the end of the day, if you're not embracing something, no one else will.
Right. But now, you know what? Here's the thing. You mentioned about the BBW. Not too long ago, I had the president of Thick Diamond Divas here in the house.
Thick Kells, yes.
Shout out to Thick Kells, Kelly Parker. Love you, girl. And, it's the fact that you all you got. You got to work with what you got. Now, mind you, just because you see a BBW doesn't mean girlfriend ain't healthy. Let me get that straight.
Yes.
Okay, that nobody said that she's pulling up to a smorgasbord or anything like that. There's some very healthy BBWs out there. So shout out to all plus size models. And when I say plus size, I'm not talking about just your bra size, as the fashion world has a tendency to put it. We talking your hips, we talking your lips, and we talking the junk in the trunk. Okay, that's what we talking. Okay. So shout out to all the BBWs. I mean, I'm in the plus size category myself. I ain't got no shame in my game. I love who I am. I love what God made me to be. So there you go. We ain't gonna go nowhere past that. So, okay, we don't mind. How long you been doing tattoos?
I've been doing tattoos for 5 years. I was actually taught by my brother-in-law, which is Style. Some people might know him as Sean. He's a big tattoo guy here in Baltimore, and he actually just took me one day and said, "Bro, this is what you want to do? You know how to draw? Let's get it." I went to the apprenticeship with him. Did my months in, and next thing you know, he made sure I had my kit. My wife made sure I had that, and I've been doing it. I've been blessed to actually do a lot of work on a lot of people in town as well as out of town. One person I did, she's I can't say up and coming because she's been doing it for a while. It's Cherokee Love on Facebook.
Okay.
She's a petite model, and she started her own brand as well. And she's in DC based, and she's tremendous. She's very humble, very spiritual, and she actually reached out to me, reached out to her, and long story short, she comes down from DC, drives down here. We chop it up, we network. She come over the house, and that's how we really networked. And she got some work done. We was in the shop, me and Styles in the shop for a while, and we decided to move out of being in someone else's shop and work on getting our own. So in doing so, I started doing tattoos at my home, which it's very selective. People come there, very selective people even know where we live at, or I can say one of the places we'll be living at if things work out future-wise. And with that, it's great. I love doing tattoos. I love drawing. I love bringing art to life. And I did most of my work on myself. My lower body I done myself. And I know you looking to think it's weird, but yes, my legs, knees, thighs, basically I done myself.
Okay. You don't meet too many tattoo artists do themselves. Usually it's somebody else they trust that does their tattoos. So I have a couple of tats. I want to get another one, but I'm not pushing it right now. But it's just the fascination that you have gotten into and stuck with.
Yes.
Everything that you've done. It's not I did this for a little while and then I bounced over here and I did this for a little while. Everything is working with everything, and I think that's what makes this story very unique. Now, some of the other things, is there any, what's the most interesting tattoo you've done? Let's ask that question.
Oh, my goodness. Sheesh.
Whether it be on yourself or on somebody else.
Most interesting tattoo I can say, I'm going to go with probably, I can give you probably two. Myself is my left thigh, and it has, it's a concept, but it has one scroll that says, "This is for all my loved ones that went to rest in their final bed," and it's a scroll. And I'm not really big on doing RIP tattoos. That's not what I'm into. So what I did was I came up with that concept of the scroll. So anyone that I do lose or have lost, that's dedicated to them. And as far as tattoos on someone else, it's endless. But I could probably say, I know some people want to laugh, but I can say probably, I'm gonna go with my daughter-in-law.
Okay.
And I did a tattoo on her back. She had one of her favorite quotes on her back. It's not for radio, but it was Cold Hearted, and another letter start with a B. And I tweaked it a little bit, and I put like a pin-up doll, but it was like she was like stitched up, like she been cut and had stitches. And if anyone knows Jada and knows she's strong-minded, strong-willed, just like her mom, that fit her to a T. Along with that, and I could say it's a lower back piece, but it's like half our back because she's short. So I can say that was one of the ones that actually, you know, I can say one of my favorites, and always be one of my favorites. And I have done thighs, feet, boobs, cheeks, pelvic areas. Like I've done it all. So
Both sets, or just the upper or the lower cheeks? What cheeks are we talking about here?
the lower
Okay,
cheeks.
the lower cheeks. Okay, let's just get cheeks
Yes.
straight so everybody knows which cheeks we talking about. Okay.
And I've been a witness to most
Okay.
of the work.
And so, you know, with that, it's like I said, Rose supporting with that. Like,
Okay.
look, quick story. I wanted to do tattoos. You know, wife was like, okay, you know what, this is what you want to do. We were financially stable. Can't say rich, can't say poor, but long story short, she made sure I had it. When they got the kit, she said, this is what you want to do. We was actually she was going to donate a TV, brand new TV, flat screen, and she said, you know what, here, contact the guy, you got that, you get your fresh new tattoo kit. I believe in you. This is what you're gonna do. Got it. And ever since then, you know, through the rolling times or slow times, I've been tattooing, and she let me tattoo work on herself. I tattoo work on me starting out, and it been progressing. So I can say 5 years on tattoos. Dove and Rose's tattoos is our brand. I'm the Dove, she's the Rose.
Okay.
Everything that I do, have done, and will do is incorporated around me and my wife. So if it's not, you know, about that, that's what it is. Like Dame Dad said, I hustle for my last name, not my first. I'm a Glenn, she's a Glenn now, so that's how I go.
Okay, Nate. You know what? Don't have no shame in your game. I'm still in newlywed phase myself. I got remarried last year in September, and I've been the giddy schoolgirl ever since. Okay. People say, how's married life? Married life is fantastic. Let me just tell you all that. Okay, especially when you have someone that supports you and you have someone that stands behind you. So I'm admiring the model. Okay, because you've got somebody who stands behind you. They believe in you. They know this is where they're at. Okay, and when you see that, and you see that amongst other couples, and they believe it and they live it. Okay, I ain't got nothing else to say. Okay, y'all getting a whole entire role model. Y'all better join me on Facebook Live. That's all I gotta say. So you can see this role model couple sitting in here. Okay, that do it together. It is not separate. He not over here doing that, and she not over there doing that. They are doing it together, and that is yes. Okay, I ain't gonna say anything else about that. Rose, I'm gonna give you a little bit more time to talk about your clothing and your fashion show you got coming up. Because, you know, he said he just got his information, so we got to go to the source. Okay.
Yes, it's with the young lady he, talked about, Janisha Powell, that does the BBW. And, we've been talking back and forth, on the phone, different ideas, things. And she said, well, another name I go by too is Storm. And she said, well, Storm, I really love y'all concept. And we're doing a show basically in April, circling around children and autism. And I said, oh, okay. That was one, subject that we honestly, are strongly about, because we do, have it in our family. And she said, well, put something together. And at first I was kind of, iffy about it.
Right.
Because I've never really, put it together. I've always, joined in with someone that, usually did that type of work, but I've never actually put one together on my own.
Right.
So she said, go ahead, get your ideas together, and see what you can do. So next following day, she said, I already know what you're going to say. She said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, huh? She said,
huh? Yeah.
yeah. So I said, well, okay.
Yeah.
I said, well, okay, then, well, then it's on that.
Mhm.
So right now we in the midst of, getting, our kids together already. It was like I made one phone call and it was like a chain reaction.
Yep.
Yes.
Get them folks that they hear it and they believe in that idea. Trust me.
Yes.
Putting together an event ain't no joke. Okay,
Yes.
it is not just call up and it's like, okay, yeah, really, okay, and it's no, it don't go like that.
No.
Because I'm working mine and mine ain't happening until later on in the year. But it's the stages and the stuff and getting kids together ain't no joke.
Oh gosh.
Getting kids together is no joke.
Believe me, you don't have to tell me. My regular job, I work in recreation.
Oh, okay. So yeah, getting kids together ain't no joke. Okay. But what I find interesting, and we're gonna touch more on this when we come back from break. But you're working with an interesting age group.
Yes.
Okay. Because everybody has different age groups that they work with. Some people it's just youth period up to a certain. But you've got I noticed there was a specific age group that you're working with. But real quick, Rose, you've got do you have your own clothing line or is it mixed in with?
It's mixed in with my husband.
Okay.
With bias.
Okay.
And it will be the bias logo. It's going to be tweaked
Okay.
a little bit, different things on it, because a lot of times people, like different things. So I'm going to design a variety,
Okay.
different things, with it, whether it's, shirts, pants, sweats, different things like that. It's going to be biased.
All right. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. But we're gonna go pay some bills. Yep. Got to pay some bills. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the interesting category of youth that you're working with and the challenge of working with that age group, because every age group got their challenge, but you talking about these ones that think they're grown. Okay. Okay, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna continue to talk to Astar Born One and a Rose Born One, okay, here on the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com and on Facebook Live, where talk radio just got better. All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here on WMSK Online Radio and on Facebook Live. If you are joining me on Facebook Live, thank you so much. Shout out to Natasha Gregg for joining me, as well as all the others that have joined me and are sharing this video across Facebook. I appreciate you and I love you for it. Ladies and gentlemen, WMSK has a serious lineup. Okay, from Sunday to Sunday, we got something that's going to keep you going. We have the Sideline Talk, which is on Mondays from 5 to 7. Uncut Sports Talk, which is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. You have yours truly, excuse me as I trip over my own tongue here, the Lady Blue Radio Show. You have The Cypher, okay, which y'all got to tune into The Cypher because that can get intense. But The Cypher with Miss Connoisseur, you got Teenage Truth, you got hand rating. There's a lot going on, and there's new shows that are going to be joining us in the coming months, so y'all need to stay tuned. If you have not yet, go on over to Google Play, iTunes, or any Android app store. You can't miss the WMSK logo. Big yellow microphone says WMSK on it, okay? Download the free app. Take us with you on the go. If you miss a show, guess what? You can catch it later on demand. As for Lady Blue, I'm across social media. I even got my videos on YouTube. So if there's a video that you definitely want to see or a show that you definitely want to hear, check out my YouTube channel. Also, you can catch it on my website, ladyblueone.com. But we are still here in studio with my special guest, Astar Born One, and his beautiful wife, Rose. And Rose, we were still talking about your fashion show and the things going on, but I had asked you a question earlier about how it makes you feel when you see your husband succeed. Now I'm going to ask you this question, Astar. Okay. How do you feel when you see your wife succeed?
I can't just use one word, but I feel I can say blessed because I get to see firsthand a strong woman that actually, can be independent, but as well as dependent, and just to see that she been doing it for years. Like she's very humble, just like myself.
Mm-hmm.
But she was doing this years ago. You know, fashion shows. What was it? Talent shows. She was on talent shows back down. I think it was the Troll Project.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And so she had
She looked at me like, why you
she
going
had
back?
A&R people coming out with the kids. I'm talking about big names. A lot of rappers now that actually made it. She actually was there, you know, on a ground level. You
Okay.
know, shout out to who was it? 3-6 Mafia. Like before they even got where they was at, she was, you know, when they was in the basement.
Wow.
You know, she actually, you know, was blessed to do a lot of networking with them.
Awesome.
And so she's been doing it for a long time. So to get with her, and we've been together 6 years, married 4, and just seeing everything she's doing now, and just know that she actually is one of the big inspirations to me, because I see where she came from, where she's at, where she started from, where she's at, and pushing the envelope tremendously. So when I see her still doing it now, it's just, you know, it's wild. It's like, you know, I'm gonna get to that point. You know, I'm gonna get there, and it pushes me.
Mm-hmm.
It pushes me to do better, to go after when I need to, because at the end of the day, she paved the way for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when I say a lot of people in general. She raised a lot of people in the club set that we are in, as far as motorcycle world, social club world, auto club world. She paved a lot of way for a lot of males and a lot of females. And she don't help me actually get my auto club blessed. We blessed by TG, which is Thunder God's MC. Shout out to them and the SRB family, 38 Live Familia, and our social club family all around the social club. She put in her time. She's a veteran. She's been in it 15 years. And, you know, shout out to KR from Philly for stunting Queens, Newcastle. And I met with TG's top person. Everyone know who that is. And he respected her. You know, nothing bad to say about her. She been a loyal woman, dedicated. Fast forward, he said, you know what? This is why, you know, you guys are blessed. You know, I'm blessing you to, you know, to be a club. And, you know, rest of the meeting is for, you know, us. But other than that, I love seeing it. You know, and it's like coming here and seeing another strong woman doing, you know, her thing. It just shows that you following her, you know, her guidance, her knowledge, her wisdom. I may not always agree with it at that moment, but at the end of the day, I may disagree with it, but I'm really agreeing with it. It's just not saying it. And it's just it's something that I need as a man. I feel like every man needs to see a strong woman doing what she needs to do, because at the end of the day, if he's a strong man, it'll make him even stronger. If he's a weak man, he's gonna be intimidated. And I mean, I'm not intimidated no man, so I definitely, you know, shouldn't be intimidated with no woman. And it's, you know, she's my wife, she's my partner, so we're not in competition.
Right.
I push her, she pushed me. So even coming out here, she made sure I had what I needed. She said, "Baby, go get you some shoes. You know, go get your hat. You know, this is what it is." She just bought her outfit out that she had and didn't even wear it. And so it's just, it makes me proud. It makes me honestly proud, you know, that when I look at her, I see how happy she's in. And I want her to be happy. When I see that smile, that glow, she's already, you know, light skinned. So when I see her glow, it makes me feel like everything I'm doing in my life is worth it.
Are y'all out there taking some? Do I hear pen scribbling right now? Yes, I do. Okay, because I got something for y'all after this show that I want to talk to y'all about. But there's lessons that are coming from everything that we're talking about right now, from top to bottom, from inside and out. So again, I appreciate that, because I'm seeing the communication, I'm seeing the togetherness, and I'm seeing the support. So that to me is huge. And while I'm doing that, shout out to my baby Victor. Hi, honey. Okay. Hi, honey. I love you. No, it's because he lets me be who I am. Yeah. He does it. It's not a stifle. It's I'm the man. You just wait till I give you a moment to shine. It's like, no, to allow you to do you and still be yourself is very important as well. Okay, before I get philosophical, let me move on, okay? Because the question of the hour was about the interesting age group that you work with? First of all, autism. Autism is becoming very prevalent. It's getting a lot of recognition, a lot of face, not just on the celebrity level, but on every other level. And you said that you've experienced it in your family, autism?
Yes.
Okay. Why the age group of youth? That what made you pick that age group versus having maybe from preteen to? Go ahead.
Well, really, as a lot, it has to go back. I'm gonna go back old school.
Okay.
And they say sometimes, you have to teach starting from the womb.
Okay.
And a lot of things that's going on with all this chaos and the lack of respect that's, it's going on in some of the teen. Granted, it's not all of them.
Right.
But it's a lot of things that's going on, these days where you have to have a positive outlook on
Right.
it. And I work with kids. I've been working with kids for as long as I can think of, and it's a big difference in working with kids and truly working with kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working in recreation for almost 10 years, and I do it part-time. And believe it or not, it ain't about the money. Because if it was about the money, I wouldn't be doing it as long as I have
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me feel good when I look at a child, and you never not know what the issues are or what
Right.
they're going through.
Right.
You never not know why this child is so angry.
Right.
What is really going on? And before anybody will actually take the time to say, let me talk to this child,
Mm-hmm.
instead of talking at this child, and find out what's going on, and you find out it's a lot more stuff that's going on that's deeper than you could actually, imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I can relate to just about any age level of children.
Mm-hmm.
I can. I don't, I hear you say, you focus on that. I don't focus on just one.
Okay.
I try to, deal with all age groups.
Okay.
As much as I can. Some a little bit more simpler than others.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
If you ask me, I'd rather reach that team for a couple of hours that I pull in, and I try to regroup his mind to pull them out of the atmosphere that they are in, and they're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of continuing to keep chastising that child, show them different.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you show different, they do different.
Yeah.
You
Agreed.
teach them different, they learn different.
Agreed.
So a lot of the personality that you like, I want to deal with the child, I want to do this. Just sometimes just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Just breathe and say, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. Let's see what's going on with you. A lot of times, it's like you say, and along with autism, I've learned that there are so many different stages
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
of it, and it made me want to research a little bit and say, let me see the difference of it, because I didn't have the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
before to know that there, was a difference in it.
Right.
But like I said, I love what I do.
Right.
I really, really do. I love what I do.
Right, and I appreciate your explanation because, and I may have focused in on the age group because, when it comes to teenagers, they tend to get set. They don't want nobody telling them nothing.
Nope.
I know everything, you know nothing. That's so old. Why are you even telling me that? And can you tell I have teenagers at home?
No, you don't have to tell me. I tell them in a minute.
And it is
Yes.
just, you, as a parent, trying to find that way to part the waters, part the seas, so to speak.
Yes.
But I know for me as a parent,
Yeah.
to allow my children to speak, okay, but letting them know, I'm mama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you room to speak, but guess what? Okay.
And see, and that's where things get confusing these days, because a lot of parents, for some reason, I'm not saying all, but
Mhm.
at least 75% of it has made a mistake when they try to be their child's friend.
Right, exactly. Oh, yes, yes.
And that's where they made the mistake at.
Yes.
Because me, I'm to anybody that know me,
Right.
see that child, look, I'll put you on a milk carton.
Yes.
We calm it down a little bit.
Yes.
But on the same token, sometimes you have to give that child at least a little freedom to speak their mind. And one thing that people get mixed up, you have your opinion and you have your feelings.
Right.
And if I tell you what my true feelings are, how can you be negative about it when I'm telling you how I feel?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm asking you your opinion about something, and you give me your honest opinion, then I have to absorb exactly what you say and understand exactly what you're saying.
Right.
You know, and people sometimes have the tendency to get them, you know, mixed up.
Yes. Yes. And I have mentioned that before, that, and you just reiterated it, the fact that some of us, not some of us, like some adults out there are too busy trying to be the friend instead of the parent.
Yep.
Don't shy away from being the parent. The child you have is the gift that has been given to you to cultivate, to nurture, to help them grow so that you can release them out into the world and they will be able to deal with the world. But if you too busy trying to, you know, give them every electronic, give them every shoe.
Exactly. Oh, gosh.
The drama when it comes to the fashion. Get your kids out of this material mindset. I'm telling you now, because they, I'm going to stop myself right now. But it's just the fact that too many children they come to school and it's like they've got the latest pair of shoes, they've got the latest pair of pants, they got the latest pair of this, they got the biggest phone, they've got it. Everybody's got Beats. Y'all know how much Beats cost? Okay, Beats, granted, if you can afford it, more power to you, but Beats are not cheap. And for me to see a 13-year-old with an iPhone 7 and a pair of Beats, I hope your family paid rent before they bought that. Okay? And I'm not saying everybody is not entitled to have that and to buy it if you can get it for your child. Please, by all means, do what you do. I'm not taking away from who you are as a parent or as a human being. What I'm saying is where are your priorities when it comes to teaching your child the difference between just handing it to them and having them work for it. Okay? That's where I'm coming from, because I'm sorry, in my household, you didn't work, you wasn't getting it, okay?
No.
You was not getting it. It did not matter how much you wanted, it was not coming your way, okay? And that was the same thing with the dinner table. If mama fixed it, you better sit down and eat it, and I don't want to hear nothing about, I want this and I want that, because Burger King is not across my front door. This is not, you can have it your way. You're going to have it mama's way, and that's that. Okay.
But you know, another thing too that's kind of crazy too, everything is just so impersonal these days.
That's
everything
true.
is just so impersonal.
That's true.
And because of it, you know, like you just spoke on the different electronics, and you know, it's good. It is good, but it's just so how ironic that a kid can show you the latest on the latest iPhone. But when they texting, they not even texting 4 words.
No. Grammar.
So I'm like,
grammar. I mean, you know, it's
okay.
something when you with your friends and you just joking and they know what you're talking about. But please don't. No, come on. I just bought my son a dictionary the other day.
oh God.
Okay, and the reason I bought him a dictionary is because in my house when I grew up, if I had a question about a word, guess where?
Look it
There's
up.
a dictionary over there. Okay.
Look it up.
Now my son has a dictionary. He's just like, how come you can't just tell me the word? It's just because I already know what it is. You're the one I find out what it is. Okay. Yeah, my 10-year-old tends to use them big words, you know, and of course he gets those folks that look at him like, how you know what that is? So, Mama made me read a dictionary. That's exactly. But you know, to me, it starts at home.
Yes.
It starts at home.
Yes.
You know, we need to bring a lot of things back. You mentioned old school. We need to bring back having dinner at the table. Not everybody standing up in the kitchen with one foot out the door ready to go.
Gosh.
Okay. Headphones, phones, all of that. Put them away. Turn the TV off. Tune in to your family. There we go. Okay. Tune into your family. Spend some time with your kids. Stop asking the iPhone and the iPad and the laptop to babysit your children while you go take a nap, do whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Moving on from the parenting realm, okay? Because I can stay there. Okay, I got 4 kids. I can stay there. But do you all have children?
Yes,
Okay.
I have 2 boys, 12-year-old and 8-year-old. I have another son dealing with issues with that.
Mhm.
Oldest one, I had custody of him since he was 6 months, and he uses a dictionary. I was just saying. And I actually have 3 stepdaughters. Their ages are undisclosed, but they're my wife's daughters.
Okay. Working parenthood over there, okay?
And
Hey.
far as with additions, I
Mhm.
have, I'd say 7 grandkids, in-laws, but I call them my grandkids. So
Mhm.
that's basically my family now. And with
Lord's
them,
family.
they actually push me to do a lot as far as with the kids and the grandkids to change a whole lot.
Okay.
And with that, I like I mentioned the guys earlier, Robert Wolf and Davon Newton.
Mhm.
Yeah, Davon Newton's a big activist in the community.
Right.
Rob Wolf does so much. They are actually the 300 Gangsters.
Yes, they will be upcoming guests on my show. I'm looking forward to having them in here.
I networked with them. Once again, one phone call.
Mhm.
We donated a coat, some toys. It was just a call, a meetup, and that's how it happened. And this is something new
Right.
that I didn't tell you to add on to what I do.
Uh-oh.
But talk with those guys as well as my family, everything. I will currently be doing everything I need to do in my community to do. Run for 12th District City Council of
Well.
my neighborhood.
We got another candidate up in here, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So with that, I'm in my community heavy. Like I say, the Oliver community, Madison, 250 area, as they call it, Oliver Rec, the Dome, Madison, and I'm really in my community.
Okay.
Like, it's not a game. It's not, I'm in the community heavy. Myself, my family, my son. We shovel neighborhoods, cars out, their houses, and this is just on us. We're not asking for no money.
Mhm.
If you need help, let me know. We go up Lambeau Towers and Canal Towers, like I said, with Mari Voss and Limbaugh. They're just tremendous when they've been doing it for years, and I'm in the community. Like if you around there, Carolina, Preston, around that area, I'm around there due diligence. So I feel as though, honestly, I'm gonna say it, and it is what it is. Like it's nobody around there making a change.
Right.
No guys around there making a change. In no way. So I feel as though, they're not doing it, so I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make people change community, because you can't say a community and neighborhood is different. People
Right.
don't understand that. Neighborhood is just as you got neighbors that's in the hood.
Right.
Your community is what you care about, what you love, what you protect, what you build up, not break down. And I feel as though for me to be around there for 7 years and I don't see no change from the guys that've been around there for 20 years,
Mhm.
it is what it is, as they say. So I feel as though now I'm going to do what I need to do
Okay.
to better that community, to better the kids in the community, to better the respect level,
Okay.
the just making your community look the way it should look.
Okay.
And one thing that really pushed me was that being around all those years and never seeing any change.
Right.
And besides that, it was a young lady who was found block over from where we live at in the city, and she was found, killed.
Mhm.
And I don't know if her body was dumped there or what happened there, but all in a nutshell was just, it's people in that community that been around there for years, and it wasn't a care in the world.
Mhm.
I reached out to her sister and told her sister, me and my wife found out. Long story short, sister came over there and met with us. She cried. We consoled her. We stayed in contact with her, and she never knew that her sister was even around there. What went on with it?
Mhm.
She never knew anything. And seeing that and being that close to home, I felt as though there's no way you had 50 guys around there and nobody ever see anything.
Oh, somebody saw something. That all these situations to me, when people say that I ain't seen it, they saw something. We as a community have to start learning to push past the fear factor, because that's what it's thriving off of,
Yeah.
is the fear. Okay, we need to take the community back. We need to take our neighborhood back. We need to let them know, no, this is not yours. This is ours. You run nothing. Okay, you may stand on the corner over here. You may go to the store over there, but we all live here.
They don't take care of the community, because you have someone at the top of the block don't like somebody in the middle of the block,
Right.
and the person and them two don't like the person at the end of the block. and at the end of the day, all your kids go to the same school.
Right, and I'll bet you they have one common denominator. You know what it is? Neither one of them have ever spoken to each other. They've just been told, "Don't like this person,"
And that's
don't
why
like that person.
that's why we are so divided. And my thing is this: people will clean up in another neighborhood or another community and won't
Mhm.
clean up where they at.
Right,
How can you sit there and say you want the world to come together and stop being divided, but you divided and you only live on the same block? So it has to start somewhere. That's like what you guys were saying as far as with kids. You have people that grow up in homes and don't speak to the people they live in the house with.
Ooh.
So what makes people think that when they go to school or when they go for employment, they're gonna know what to do, because it starts at home. If you
Right.
if I'm fussing with my wife in front of my son, for example, and he sees that, he's gonna think that's how he should communicate with his wife, and vice versa. And so we're not perfect, no one's perfect, but you try to do what you need to do as a guiding tool.
Right.
And you have to do that in your communities. You have to sit there and say, you know what, I'm gonna take this community back. And I
Right.
tell people, you don't own the streets. The state, the city, and all they own the street.
Mm-hmm.
You don't own the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing you might own is that house.
Right.
So my thing is, yes, we respect the rules of the OGs, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
This your community, this your hood. You know how it go. But my thing is, own something on that block before you saying it's your block.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my opinion. Take care. I grew up in the 80s
Yeah.
where we was paying. Miss Bertha bills was paid.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Lisa needed to go to the market. She was gone.
Right.
It wasn't nobody sitting on her steps.
Mm-hmm.
Her trash was taken out. She'd tell you, oh, such and such called the police when you guys get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're disrespecting the older women.
Right.
They're disrespecting the older men. And they paved the way for us. So my thing is, how is our community going to be together when we let it become a neighborhood?
I think the rally cry just needs to be a little louder. Especially in the effect of mistreating our seasoned people. That's what I call them. I don't call them older or elders.
Mm-hmm.
They are our elders, but I call them the seasoned people because they done been around the block. They done marinated in a few things, okay?
Yeah.
And they have come out the other end and been there, done that. Two things I want to say on that is the fact that you're right, as a community, own something before you go spouting about what's yours and what you think is yours. But I think the other thing we need to bring into effect, I'm sitting in here, you're sitting here as a man, you're sitting in here as a female, a woman like me. Ladies, we need to let the men raise the men. We can only do so much, okay? We need to stop withholding children from their fathers. We need to stop withholding children from their... Whatever the case is between you and that person, don't put the child in the middle of it, is what I'm trying to say, okay? Men should have a hand in raising their sons. If you're separated, that's between y'all. That is not between the father and the child. Let the daddy raise the child, okay? Let the child be raised with the values that this man has to give to him, okay? Especially if he wants to be in the child's life. Stop using the child as a pawn, okay? Females, believe me when I say there's nothing wrong with being an independent woman, okay?
Mm.
Go get yours. But let me remind you, you did not come into this world by yourself, okay? It takes two. It takes two, okay? Let a man be a man, please, okay? I'm so tired of seeing these women around the community, and they are just berating these men like they're nothing. You can't kill everything.
Oh, to go with that,
Go
sis,
right ahead.
one of the brothers, like I told you, I just told you, Robert Wealth,
Mm-hmm.
and Dave Norton, I've learned from talking to them, we greet each other as king,
Mm-hmm.
and they greet selective guys as kings, selective
Mhm.
women as queens, not who they chose, but just how you carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And every woman is a queen, she's not. It's a difference. So when I greet any woman and say queen, you're a queen, but you're not my queen. So I would say my queen when I'm talking to mine, and versus to any brother, I would say king, because all of us should feel as though we are royalty. All of us should feel like you are at the highest point that you can
Right.
be. And I feel as though when you carry yourself as such, when you move a certain way, then that's how you're going to be looked at, perceived, and that's just how it is. So, you know, men start moving as kings. You know, women start moving as queens.
Right.
And regardless of what you have, what you don't have, you know, financially, materialistic, body-wise, move as you want to be looked at and perceived. Because if not, you know, you either gonna be a king or queen, or you're gonna be a peasant. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna stay a king and I'm gonna stay my queen. So.
And there it is. Okay. But you know, the title of queen is not the, you know, as you stated, you know, we all should consider ourselves royalty. We are cut from a royal cloth. The title of queen is something that you have to understand what it is. It is not just walking around with the crown on your head and talking down to other people. There's a whole lot that goes into that,
Yes,
especially
right.
if you have a man in your life. Okay, queen has her duties, which means that she get that crown knocked, but guess what? She gonna straighten that puppy out. She gonna dust off, and she gonna keep rolling. Okay, but I and I'm just letting y'all know I did a little bit of a little poem blog on that about the definition of a queen. So please check that out on LadyBlue1.com. All right. Anyway, I you know, I want to keep talking to y'all, but we coming down to
Yes, we are.
we coming down to the last of the show, and I have to, you know, real quick shout out to Jersey Sean Webb, who joined me on Facebook Live. Thank you, Sean, for joining me. But it has been a pleasure having you here in the studio with me. Okay, I've learned a lot about you all. Trust me, you are going in my book of Let's Keeps. Okay, who do I call for whatever and whatever, and I invite you all to come back, you know, to the studio, join me in here at any time. Also, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about once we're off air, in regards to Lady Blue and what Lady Blue does. But tell my listeners where they can find you, how they can get in contact with you, and I will make sure that all this information is up on my Facebook pages as well.
Okay, for me it's simple. Instagram and Twitter is Astar, ASTAR _ Born1. You can find a Rose on Instagram, a Rose, AROSE _ Born Caring. Our clothing movement, BIYS, clothing movement, existent, like EST, 2015. But once you find us, we'll actually make sure we find you. And Dublin Roses Tattoos on Instagram, of course. My personal page, which is my candidacy page, is Charles C. Glenn III, which is my real name, and my club name for the Auto Club. A Rose Storm is the middle name, first name Sharon, last name Glenn. That's our page on Facebook. Like I said, you find us, we'll find you. I just want to tell you guys thank you for everything. Thank you, Lady Blue, for bringing us here.
It's my pleasure.
I don't think she knew this, Lady Blue, but a Rose didn't know she was going to be on the air today with me and
I sure
featured.
didn't.
So I actually surprised her when she got here. That's the reason why I wanted her to come with me. But just
You
want to
honestly
tell you
think we
guys.
was gonna let you sit in the background and
Thank
just
you.
watch?
Yes, I really did.
But
Yes. Can I
No,
say
we
one
are
thing?
interactive up in here.
I would like to actually let all the teens know that on Fridays we do teen night at Madison Recreation Center between the hours of 6 and 9. Come on out. Different, game boards. Any of you guys know how to play spades. We trying to, slam some cards on the table, dominoes, whatever it is that you want to do. Just come right on out to Madison. That's 1401 East Biddle Street. If you are East Side native, that's currently known as the Domes. So come on out.
And last, any parents that really need your kids to have service learner hours, as well as people that's in the club world, they have prospects or just want to help clean up your community, contact us as well. Kids come out, they help us clean up, as well as anything in the community. Franklin Square Hospital is the highway / road we adopted, and just stay in contact. So I want to tell everybody thank you again, and as I always say, remember bias and Dove love.
right, all right. Well, there you have it. My guest, my special guest today, we had a fantastic time. Don't y'all go nowhere because still got some stuff to talk about. Okay, but but I had fun today. I learned a few things, and you never know what's going on in your community. You have to pay attention. Okay, it is not all on TV. It is not all on in Hollywood, and it is not all on the silver screen. You got drama, you got action, you got comedy, you got romance, you got all that happening right in your neighborhood. Just all you got to do is open the door and take a look out, and there's plenty that's going on. But real quick, before we close the show, I want to give y'all one more positive, inspirational thing that I found on Facebook. Well, actually, it wasn't on Facebook. I was, on Google doing my thing on Google. But there is a Montreal restaurant that offers free food to those who can't pay. Okay, so it is their concern is, or their community is the Islam Muslim community. Okay, and their whole thing is that everyone deserves to eat. Okay. So they have a sign on their window that says people with no money are welcome to eat for free. That is something that they are trying to bring out to every community, not just in Montreal and not just in Canada, but global. Okay, everyone deserves to eat, and there should be no questions asked when someone is hungry. So if you are out there and you see someone that is in need of something, please by all means help them out. Help your fellow man. That's what we are here for. Share your blessings, because when you keep a blessing to yourself, you only stifle you. You don't stifle everybody else. Everybody else is going to get their blessing, okay? But your blessings are to be shared. So I am glad that I have had the opportunity to share my blessing, and these two have shared their blessing with me in the form of what they do for the community and with their unity as a couple as well. And I certainly appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you a couple of good inspirational sentences that I caught when I was listening to Pastor Stephen Furtick out of North Carolina Salvation Church. And one of his statements was, the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. Again, let me repeat. The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. In other words, grab it while it's going on, okay? And the last statement I want to give you is, God gives you a victory. Celebrate while you're in the victory, no matter the size. So it doesn't matter if it's the size of a pin. It does not matter if it's the size of a balloon. It does not matter if it's the size of a beach ball or a basketball. Celebrate your victory, no matter the size. With that, ladies and gentlemen, you know where you can find your girl, your fave blogger, Lady Blue. I am across social media, not only here on WMSK and on Facebook Live. You can find me on Instagram, LADYBLUU1, and you can also find me on Twitter, same handle. You can find me on Co-Promote. You can find me on Tumblr. You can find me on Google+. You can find me on Blastspy. You can find me on LinkedIn, all under LADYBLUU1. On Facebook, I have my inspirational page, Joy Does Come in the Morning. I also have the Lady Blue Talk Radio group, and I also have the extension of my website, which is The Real Lady Blue 1. Okay, and it's spelled with the number 1. Okay, so many things that are going on here at WMSK across social media. Make sure you keep up. Make sure that you are in the know. Okay, download the app. Join me on Facebook Live if you have a question. If you have anything that you need to ask me, if you want to book a show, okay, just get in contact with me. My new email address of LADYBLUU17@gmail.com. That's LADYBLUU17@gmail.com. And I will gladly make sure that we get your question or your concern answered. And also check out my blogs. I put up a lot of good stuff. We're still getting a few things put up on the website, but thanks to Graphics Hustle for what they're doing with my website. So go check it out, LadyBlue1.com, with all the new articles that are up there, especially my farewell to Obama that has been put up on the website. Ladies and gentlemen, go out. You need to get out there and live out loud. You need to do what you do best, and that is to make sure that you share your blessing with others, because you may be the only blessing they get for the day. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show, and as I always say, weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it does come in the morning. Y'all have a fantastic day. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.
To motivate's the motivation. It's not the money, it's funny cause it's still motivating. Don't give the haters the cold shoulder, you motivate them to do better cause maybe then they'll hold the hating. Don't just follow your dreams, man, you gotta chase them. Never follow your heart, man, it's not a racing. Don't wait for God to do the placement. You gotta set it up yourself before he puts his face in. See, if you take one step, he'll take two. And if you move forward, then he'll make moves. Joy comes in the morning, even at night too. So if you need motivation, better call Lady Blue.